let's take you back to one of our top stories. Free State police are investigating an assault case after a group of adult white males attacked black teens in what's believed to be a racially motivated incident at a resort swimming pool. For more on this, we're joined by chairperson of the Southern Africa Institute for Responsive and Accountable Governance, Advocate Tseliso Thipanyane. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. I mean, this video has been doing the rounds on social media. Very disturbing to watch. As a legal expert, as you assess the video and the participants, what did you make of it?
Good morning to you and to your viewers. What has definitely happened in Bloemfontein is actually quite unfortunate. It's definitely a racial incident, and one appreciates the fact that the police have actually moved in. But it's actually quite sad that at this day and age in our country, we still see this kind of developments in our country, where we're trying to build one country, where we're trying to fight racism in our country. So it's actually quite unfortunate and sad. But it also shows that, you know, it will take a long time for attitudes to change in our country in order to comply with our vision of a non-racial society.
So as the police are now combing through the scene and trying to piece something together, what do you think should form the merits of the case? Because the families are in shock and they want justice to be served.
Well, justice has to be served. This is clearly a crime. I've heard in the media that, you know, the police are looking at assault, but it's definitely what one would call a hate crime. And therefore, even if the prosecution decides to confine itself to issues of assault, but it's definitely an assault of a very grievous nature, and therefore the law has to come out very, very hard. Some people are saying it might even be an attempted murder. You know, if one looks at the video where, you know, this boy was thrown into the pool and an attempt to try and put him under the water, you know. So it's actually a very, very grievous offense, and one hopes that the law will deal with this matter in a very speedy manner and send a very clear lesson to everybody in our country that we can't allow this kind of conduct when we want to build a non-racial society in our country.
Yes, one of the fathers of the boys was saying that it should indeed go beyond assault. It should be attempted murder. I mean, you mentioned, as you and I are speaking, the video is actually playing on air, and we will be able to see the boy being put to inside the pool and his head being pushed downwards. And that in itself, do you think that it would be enough to add more charges, just looking at that, and how far it would have gone?
Yes, I mean, we don't even know, you know, how far this could have ended. What if this boy died under the water? You know, what if he got severely injured? We don't even know how long he was under the water for. So it's actually, I mean, in my books, I would definitely go for an attempted murder, but I guess it depends also on the evidence as to exactly what happened there. But on the face of it, it really looks like an attempted murder, especially when the offense actually done against children, you know, 17 and 15 and 18. It's really unacceptable. But also the resort itself has to look at this matter to see exactly what kind of policies have they got to ensure this thing that does not happen. One might also want to institute civil charges against the resort and maybe even the other people who were there.
As far as I know, no arrests have been made at this stage. How much liability could the resort have in terms of, you know, they should have a record of who's come in and have contact numbers that would help to speed up the arrest and the case? How much, you know, of a role and responsibility does the resort play in the entire investigation? Well,
the resort will have to give necessary information. Actually, it's a bit surprising that there's been no arrests which have been made when, you know, this happened in full view, and these people are actually staying at the resort. So the resort actually has the contact details, and they should actually be helping the police to get these people arrested. I hear they've been warned, but, you know, an arrest should have helped to send a very clear message to everybody else that we cannot, in the history of this country, allow this kind of incidents to happen. They basically don't help the project of a non-racial society.
The video is is quite important, because had it not been for the video, South Africans wouldn't be aware or as alarmed. How much of a role does that video play in building up this case?
It definitely plays a major role, because, sometimes in these incidences, people will just deny, and also depending on who's there. So the video sends a very clear message that, this actually happened. So nobody can deny what happened there. So it will definitely play a very important role. So social media does help in some instances, like in this particular one.
Very well. Thank you so much. Perhaps let's leave it there for now. Advocate Tseliso Thipanyane, chairperson of the Southern African Institute, speaking to us there about that alleged racist incident that we saw in the Free State, where a video has gone viral showing 2 black boys being attacked by white adults. So the investigation is ongoing and police are yet to make any arrests.